Hi guys, let us understand how to make a Hibernate application, how to develop one application without using any container, just with a standalone. So let us have a look on that. Developing Hibernate application. So let us say first Hibernate basic example, and then we'll see how to integrate our Hibernate with Servlet also. So do one thing first, open MyEclipse. So you can install this MyEclipse, download from net. It's not free, but you can download for 30-day trial version and install and work. So let us create a new project. Just right click here and then say new and select Java project. Once you are selecting Java project, it will ask for the name of Java project. So pass the name here, project name. I have written here first basic Hibernate, okay, and then say next. Once you are saying next, this screen will come and just click here finish. So if you can see this screen here, one project has been created but is not having anything right now. There's no Hibernate capabilities and all, right? So before doing or writing some code with Hibernate, we will create one database first and we'll create a driver here. So what we'll do, if you can see this place here, in this place you will get a button and just click here and you'll get a MyEclipse Database Explorer, MyEclipse Java Persistent. So you just click this one. Once you are clicking MyEclipse Database Explorer, you will get this screen, MyEclipse Derby. So by default it is supporting Derby. You want another RDBMS, you just select the new and select the properties for that. Before doing that, you just go to the MySQL server, open your command prompt and create a database. I just give here, suppose database name is the db1 and I created one table, student table. Okay, so remember this is my database and this is my student table in MySQL. Okay, so I'm using MySQL, I'm not using Oracle, I'm not using Microsoft SQL Server. I'll be working with MySQL. Okay, so now the screen has come where what you will do, you will select MySQL connector, right? Because you are going to interact with MySQL server, right? If you're looking for Oracle, select Oracle. If you're Microsoft SQL Server, select whatever you want here. So I just selected here MySQL connector, and then you have to pass here the name, driver name. You can just give a name here, driver name. So I just written here driver for MySQL, and then it will ask for the URL. You pass it here, username, password. Okay, and if you're looking for some jar file, so just add here mysql.jar. MySQL connector jar has been added by just clicking on this button, and this is a driver which will take, and you can select from here the list of drivers available and you can test your driver whether it is functioning with that jar file or not, and then say next. Okay, so let us say connection has been done, and I mean driver we have created, and now say open connection. Once if we click right and say open connection, this option will come and whole database will display here. What database? Which is created in MySQL server. So whole database is listed here, right? Now if you click on this DB1, you will get the table also, whatever the tables we are having. Now come back to the MyEclipse Java Enterprise. I will just click on that top and say MyEclipse Java Enterprise. So once clicking here, you can come back from database to Java Enterprise. And now we'll write some code here. Come back. So now add Hibernate capitals to your application. So what we'll do here, this is my application, first basic Hibernate, right? Now next I'll say MyEclipse. There's a one option here, and inside that we'll click add Hibernate capabilities. If you're looking for Spring, this is the Spring here. Even there's a struts also, so you can add that capabilities, JPA capabilities, right, web services capabilities, but I'm going for Hibernate, so we'll select Hibernate capabilities and then just click. It will ask, some dialog box will come. So this is the dialog box, is displaying what kind of version you want to add. So it is saying Hibernate 2, Hibernate 3 and Hibernate 3.1. So this is the Hibernate 2, 3 and 3.1. I just selected the latest one, and you have to check this Hibernate 3.1 core libraries and then say next, and in the next it will ask for the configuration file name. So what is your configuration file? By default it is taking hibernate.cfg.xml, but you can change this name. You can say xyz.xml. The only difference is that when you want to configure, in that case you need not to pass the configuration file name, but if you are giving something else, you have to pass the file name in a configure method. I'll tell you the place where you have to pass, and then say next here. As you select next, another dialog box screen will come, and you select the drivers. Whatever the drivers we have created there, you just select that one. Okay. So after selecting the drivers, it will automatically list out the URL, everything here. And what is the dialect here? MySQL dialect. If it is Oracle, Oracle dialect. So there's a different type of dialect we are having. The dialect is just what kind of database you are using, what kind of RDBMS like MySQL, Sybase or Oracle, that only. Okay. And now click next. Now next is the package, what package you want. So I just created one package here, new package, and I say Hibernate example package. Okay, I given the Hibernate.example package, and what kind of Java compliance you want. You want JTK4 or JTK5, you can select it here, and then now finally just click on the finish. Once clicking the finish, it will add some of the files in your project. So you can look at here clearly, Hibernate example has been created package, and hibernate.cfg.xml file has been created, right? And some of the libraries related to the Hibernate 3.1 has been added to your project, right? You can clearly see the details of the configuration file here, that it is having driver name is this, URL is this, driver, root, password and dialect. Now this is another part where you can add some more properties by just clicking on the add button. Okay. So like if you want to run the program during execution, you want to see the query, what query has been generated. So there's some property we are having. And next there's a one property like hbm2ddl.auto. You can write update. Update means it will create a table if it is not there, or if it is there, it will just keep inserting the records. It will not recreate, but once you are saying hbm to ddl dot auto equal to create, then it will always drop and recreate the table. Okay, so there are some number of options we are having. I'll tell you in between. Now, so configuration has been done. You can see the source format of your XML or configuration.xml file. It is telling that username is root, URL is this, right? Dialect is a MySQL dialect, and driver name is this, connection password admin, and what is this? This is the driver, and auto hbm2 dll.auto is equal to what? Update. You can write here create instead of this, and next you have to do create a pozo class, I mean bin class. So how we can create? Let us say just go to the right click and say new and then say class. So it will create one class. I give a name here, class name, and I given a name student here. Okay, so you can see the class name is a student, and we are not adding this main method and all constructor, and just say finish. Once you are saying finish, okay, so this is a student class. Now what you can do here, you just write some property. So I have a property of the student bin is what? Student ID, student name, student age, and a student font. Okay, and these are the getter and setter method of the this property, right? Get student ID, set a student ID, get a student name, set a student name. All these are the setter and getter method. Okay, so bin is ready now in my package. Next duty is to make a HBM file. So inside this, in this package, just create a file student.hbm.xml. You can give any name here. It's not like that. Only you can give student, since a student.java, so just writing a student.hbm.xml. It is easy to understand this HBM or mapping file for which prozo class we are having. Okay, so hibernate mapping, opening and closing here. Inside that we are writing class. Name is what? A student class. Table, it will create a student. You want something else, write the table name. That table name will be created or may be used. Catalog, what is the database name we are passing here, and then we are saying ID name, student ID, and then column, just a minute. So column student ID, and then length 10. So we are saying that student ID generator class increment, so it will have a auto increment. Okay, if you are using Oracle, you could have used here sequence. If you could have used MySQL, you can write here identity. Okay, so there's a different in generator we are having, and so that is what ID column. Next is the property is the student name. So I'm saying column name will be student name, length will be 10. If you want a different column name, just give another name, just say S name, something like that, right? Similarly, property, I have a student age, and the column name will be the student age, right? Property, I have a student phone, and column will be student phone. So this whole mapping we are doing in the student.hbm.xml file, and finally we are closing the class here, right? So almost we have done the job, but now we have to write or what we have to do, we have to add this HBM file to our configuration file. So you do what? You just go to here and say add. You click here add. So it is asking that location of Hibernate mapping file. Just click here add, and it will ask for what is the file you have. Just select this file and say OK. It will add it in your configuration file, and if you can see here, the line has been added. What is that? Mapping resource equal to HBM file, right? Mapping resource equal to HBM file. So it has been added below that. Similarly, if you are having number of XML file, so you have to keep adding this mapping file to your configuration file. Okay, so there's the two different files which we are maintaining here. So we have done the mapping and all. Next we'll create one client class, I mean main class, where we'll get the configuration and get the sessions from the session factory and get the connections from the connections fact provider, right? And then we will call some methods from the transactions and will send this object to the database. So we have one class created here. Let us say student clients. The class name I have given a student, and it will have a main method. Okay. Inside this main method, we'll write a query. I mean, we'll write the statement here, not query. So what the statement will write? First, we'll do the connections. So this is the main method where we have to write the code, right? So let us write some code. What we are doing, first we are creating the object of student bean. So student bean, we have created a student bean ebean equal to new student, and then we are doing here set a student name James, set age 20, and phone number is this. So we are ready the one object ebean which is having this much value, right? Now we are getting configuration config equal to a new configuration and dot configure. So if we have this configuration file hibernate.cfg.xml, it will take automatically and get the configuration whatever we are having. If name is something else, let us say you are having name xyz.xml, then at this place you have to pass xyz.xml. Okay, then only you will get the configuration. But if the name is default, you can write directly just configure. Now with the help of this configure, we can say configuration dot build session factory. So I'll get the session factory, and from this session factory I'll say open session, and I'll get the thread safe session here. With the help of this session, we can start transaction. So session dot begin transaction, and we are getting the transaction object, and then we are doing session dot save. Session dot save. What save? ebean, because this ebean is having the whole data, name, age, and phone number. So this will go to my database. It will fire one query, and finally we are saying transaction.commit. So my transaction will committed, one record will inserted to my table, and that table is a student table. Okay. So you can see the clearly here we are not writing any JDBC code, any JDBC connections, right? Any statement, we are not writing prepare statement result set, right? So, and then if you go to the, I just run this code, and you'll find that in your table, if you go to the your MySQL server, I just open here SQL Yog to see the database details. So it is saying that there is a one student table. If I just select a star from a student, I am getting the record here, right? Who has done this job? Hibernate, right? So this is the way to implement Hibernate. Now you want to see the statement, so just add one property. You go to the add here, and then at this place, I mean here, you just say click add and select here show SQL property and write here true, and then click OK. So one property will get added in your configuration file. So whenever you run the query, okay, it will display a query to you that insert into this, right? This is a query which has been created by the Hibernate and fired to the database server and inserted the record. So if you active, or if you make that property true, you can see this. Okay, so SQL, so underscore SQL equal to true.